Chapter 28. Starting Graduate School. Our first date was July 4th, 1992. From that day forward, Lynn and I began seeing each other nearly every day. By the end of the month, the new rhythm was set. Work at Corning during the week, volunteering at the Oaks on weekends and evenings with her. And yet, in the background, a quieter question pressed at me. What happens when the Corning contract ends? It was due to run out in October. I didn't want to drift back to North Augusta or fall into limbo again. I wanted to move forward, into social work, into a life I had already begun shaping. That summer, I started talking things through with Lynn. Until then, graduate school had been more idea than plan, something I carried in my head since Georgia Tech and my volunteering at Georgia Regional. Now, with her, it became real. She listened, asked practical questions, and encouraged me to take the steps I had been circling for too long. One night, not long after our first date, we sat on the beach together. I remember the sound of waves folding in on themselves, the salt air settling on my skin, and the warmth of her hand in mine. For months, my mind had been running in circles. What if this fails? What if I can't? What if I'm not enough? But there, with Lynn beside me, the noise broke. For the first time in years, I felt quiet, peaceful, whole. That moment didn't solve everything, but it gave me the anchor I needed. My life was no longer just reaction and survival. It had direction. It had partnership. By the end of 1992, I had applied to the University of South Carolina's MSW program. In the fall of 1993, I started part-time at their Conway campus. 2 classes in the fall, 2 in the spring. I'd drive down, sit in a small classroom, and watch professors on a video feed from Columbia. It wasn't glamorous, but it was forward motion, and that mattered. Graduate school became another rhythm. Study, drive, class, home. Write papers with Lynn's feedback. Mow the lawn because she couldn't and because I wanted to. Work shifts where I could with agencies serving people with developmental disabilities. Piece by piece, the future took shape. That first year wasn't dramatic. It was steady, grounding. And in that steadiness, I began to see that I wasn't just building a career. I was building a life with Lynn and for myself. Looking back, I can see it clearly. Graduate school didn't begin when I turned on the TV screen in Conway. It began on that beach in 1992 when the noise finally quieted and I knew I could trust this life I was building.